I want to welcome everyone and thank you for coming to the 12th annual New York Pet Fashion Show presented by Tropiclean. This year, Rescued by the 80s. It's a theme that obviously we're all doing here. It's a tribute to fashion, music, and attitude of the 80s, which I happen to love that decade. This year's show will benefit the Mayor's Alliance for New York City's Animals. And if anybody wants to make a donation to the Mayor's Alliance, they have a table up front where the check-in is. Every dollar given will help rescue an animal. So please help them. I want a warm shout out to all the Mayor's Alliance volunteers. We have 25 working with us today on the show, doing the VIP gift bags, which they will be, as you leave tonight, they're back in the green room. Let's give a big hand to our co-chair, creative director, my friend, Ada Nieves. And as I like to call her, our world-renowned pet fashion designer. Once again, we are blessed to have Maria Melito here, which is her 12th year of doing our show. She's our angel of animal rescue, and I'm not sure if she likes me saying that, but I have to say it.
I'm usually called the devil, so he calls me an angel, I'll take it.
I want to thank our presenting sponsors. Our presenting sponsor, Tropiclean and Brian Collier, who I think is over here someplace, and their generous and continued support. So a big round of applause for Tropiclean, Brian Collier, and James. Our Best in Show sponsors, Tomlin and Tabitha Cromer. Our Best in Show sponsor, Choose Happiness, Tavor and Nita. Hampton's Pet Magazine, our global luxury pet magazine, which I'm the publisher of. We're also one of the sponsors. A special welcome to my family, friends, Lulu, wherever she's hiding someplace here.
She's right there.
She's right there. And thank you for helping. She's done so much to help me with this show. Some special guests are here this evening that are part of the show. Some are getting awards. Olympic gold medal gymnast Dominique Moceanu. Everyone will remember her from the 1996 Atlanta Games. She's back there. She's got a jewelry collection. CNC collection, so she'll be up on the runway later, but she also has some jewelry back there, which reminds me, everybody, all these people that are vendors, they're supporting us. Please support them. If you see some product you like, buy it, purchase it. My brother Dale, go buy some. Holly.
He's buying beverages. He's contributing right now.
We've got our own Bond girl from Die Another Day, Rachel Grant. She's also the star of the new Bravo show, Tour Group, which I believe airs March 1st. And I want to thank Katie Cleary, producer of Give Me Shelter. She'll be on the runway later. And Nicole Patrick, she'll be on the runway later too. Let's go. All right, we're going to start the awards.
You turn it over to me? All right, so here's the deal. Greg is a lot nicer than I am. We need your attention. We need you to stop chattering. Hi. All right, because you want the show to begin? What? Thank you. So now, give a big round of applause for everything that Greg said that I know you weren't listening to. Hi. All right? Because he's much nicer than I am.
Thank you very much.
You are. Okay, so now you have their attention. Now we're ready for a great show. Who loves the 80s?
All right, to open the show, Brian Collier's going to say a couple words to Tropiclean and what they're going to be doing with the Mayor's Alliance, a very special program.
Thank you very much, Greg. First of all, let's give a big hand to Greg and his team putting this show together. Woo! That's terrible. Give me a big hand. Fantastic. Thank you all for being here. You look amazing. We're really excited to be here. This is our 4th year sponsoring the event, and we're really excited to be here again. We're also really excited, Tropiclean was founded on the concept of being able to provide for people around the world. And we're really excited to start a new initiative, and we're going to be kicking this thing off. It's called Tropiclean First Impressions with our Fresh Breath brand, where we're supporting shelters. And we're going to be donating to 50 of the Mayor's Alliance shelters, where we're sending some of our Fresh Breath products. And what it is all about is creating the best first impression for that pet when they meet their future forever home. So we're really excited to be doing that. We're really excited to be able to donate that to the Mayor's Alliance and all that they do in the area. So thank you so much for coming, and thank you for being here again. Thanks.
Big round of applause. Yay!
Come on. Jody Miller is going to be give the introduction to Rachel Grant for our first award winner, which is Humanitarian of the Year. Rachel Grant, come on up.
Big round of applause for Rachel. Yes, so she makes it to the stage.
So I'm going to tell all of you, Rachel has done so much, so sit back and relax. Travel guru, humanitarian, international beauty queen, British royal, notable Bond girl, and animal lover. Okay. Rachel Grant has spent the past decade pursuing her passions, exploring faraway lands, and embarking on thrill-seeking excursions in more than 70 countries. Her free spirit, fearless nature, and wanderlust mentality have inspired her many entrepreneurial endeavors, philanthropic quests, and globe-trotting adventures, and this lady has had some serious adventures. Rachel has organized travel itineraries and tours to exotic locales like Nicaragua, Indonesia, the Amazon, Galapagos, Vietnam, and many, many more. When leading an expedition to an uncharted destination, she encourages travelers to immerse themselves in the heart of the culture and embrace it full force to experience each new region with all five senses. It's this same philosophy that helped her fall in love with a remote area of the Philippines, where she embarked on building a typhoon shelter and school for more than 600 young typhoon survivors. Rachel will be utilizing this passion for exploring new lands as a host of the new Bravo travel series, Tour Group, like Greg said. Her love of animals and ensuring their well-being has resulted in a pet brand she founded in 2012 called Furry Kind. In collaboration with another brand called Human Nature, a social good meets sustainable brand making body care items for the entire family, Grant brought that model to our pets, making eco-friendly products using organic, sustainably harvested ingredients. She's also, and this is really cool, she's also currently collaborating with an 11-year-old Filipino activist known as Ken, who founded the Happy Animals Club, which is a shelter, at age 9. Rachel and Ken will be spreading the word in a campaign about the joys of adopting a mixed-breed dog in a country with an overabundance of them. When back home in New York, Rachel can be found writing for travel publications, designing new products for a trend-setting luggage line, or promoting Furry Kind. Let's just say this girl is never bored. So it is my honor to present Rachel Grant with the Tropically Humanitarian of the Year Award. Congratulations, Rachel.
Back in New York at this fashion show, I think of all the pet events that I go to every year around the country, this one has more incredible creative displays and creativity of outfits and things of any of the events that I can think of. It's such a great event, and Greg and Ada do such a fabulous job putting this event on. As Greg's looking for his other mic. All right, so this award for me is very special, because it's going to one of my best friends in the world, Katie Cleary. Like, speaking of the 80s, I've been needing LASIK since the 80s. So. Oh, that's much better. So this is for Documentary Producer of the Year. Katie Cleary is an accomplished model, actress, and philanthropist and filmmaker who got her start in the entertainment business in the first season of the hit TV show America's Next Top Model. Katie has co-starred in hit shows like CSI, New York, Las Vegas, Entourage, Rules of Engagement, Chuck, Working Class, and most recently this year was on 2.5 Men and How to Get Away with Murder. Katie founded the animal welfare organization Peace for Animals in 2012, specializing in protecting endangered species around the world. She's the creator and executive producer of the award-winning documentary Give Me Shelter, that you can see on Netflix. The film features Oscar winner Rico Berry, Tippi Hedren, Allison Eastwood, Esai Morales, and many more recognizable faces who dedicate their lives to rescuing domestic, wild, and exotic animals, and who raise awareness for critical animal welfare issues. Katie's also the creator and producer of World Animal News, which I love to be on, which brings you the latest breaking animal welfare issues from around the world, and believe me, there are a lot of them. I see her notes for that show, and sometimes it's 20, 30 pages a week. Guests include people like me, and then top animal welfare organizations, animal experts, and celebrities who are passionate about raising awareness for important animal issues. Katie is a leader in the animal welfare community in Los Angeles and a force for positive change in our world, protecting and saving our planet and its animals for future generations. And if you haven't seen her documentary, Give Me Shelter, you definitely need to give that a look. So our award this year for Documentary Producer of the Year goes to Katie Cleary.
Thank you so much, Harrison. Greg, thank you. This is my first award as a producer, and it means the world to me. It took me about 3 years to produce and put all my own funding into Give Me Shelter, and a lot of people thought I couldn't do it because they're like, how are you going to highlight the top 10 most important animal welfare issues? Why don't you just pick one? I said, there's too many, I can't just pick one. So we cover pretty much everything from the agri-trade to tiger conservation to puppy mills to adopting, not shopping, which is so important. And I'm blessed to be here. I love New York, and you guys look fabulous, I must admit. I love all the outfits, and I can't wait for the fashion show. So thank you so much, Greg, and I love your magazine, by the way. So thank you.
Let's give Katie a round of applause. For Brock, the inspiration behind Pilots and Paws, which is such a fabulous program. Kate Quinn is the executive director of Pilots and Paws, a national 501c nonprofit with more than 5,000, that's a bunch of pilots, 5,000 general aviation pilots, and a mission to provide free rescue flights for animals from kill shelters to new homes. She's been with the organization since its inception in 2008. And since that time, Pilots and Paws has flown, this is staggering, has flown more than 90,000 animals to safety. Wow, let's hear a round of applause for that.
Thank you so much. It's an incredible honor to be here. Yeah, it's such an honor to be here among such wonderful people in the animal rescue community. As Harrison mentioned, Brock was the first dog flown by Pilots and Paws, and his story as we know it began with when our co-founder and our president decided to adopt him. He was in shelter in Florida. He had been badly abused as a bait dog in animal fights. So when Debbie saw him and heard his story, she absolutely knew she needed to bring him home to her in South Carolina. But like so many who adopt, the question became, how do I get him from Florida to South Carolina? So she put the word out to her family and friends, and a wonderful friend named John Warenberg, who is our other co-founder, stepped up and he made the flight with Debbie's husband Bob down to Florida. Brock did beautifully on the flight. And when they were just chatting about it afterwards, they couldn't believe she had been involved with animal rescue for decades. And the pilot side had no idea that this issue for transport, this need for transport, was a reason to fly them. So he was the first dog flown by Pilots and Paws back in 2007, and since we started, as Harrison mentioned, we're approaching 100,000 pilots, and if anyone out there in the room is a pilot, please check us out, Pilots and Paws, and we would love to have you as a volunteer. Really sadly, Brock passed away a year ago, but we're just going to continue to fly as many as we can in his memory, just to honor him. So this is very special to us. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think we're going to do one more picture. And for people that don't know, well, hold on. There are so many areas of the country where you have certain types of dogs that are filling up the shelters, but then in other parts of the country, there's a huge need for those dogs, so small dogs versus large dogs, and so that's why this program is so effective. All right, next up, we have Mr. Brad Olivant. And he's getting the award for the Nature Photographer of the Year. Highly awarded, published and showcased around the world, Brad Olivant stands at the front line of fine art and photography. With a BFA in photography from University of North Texas, Brad travels around the world shooting wildlife, landscapes, and nature photography. He currently resides right here in New York City. With over 45 years of experience, Brad stands, his body of work spans the field of fashion, commercial, pet, and nature photography, includes a smorgasbord of collections ranging from florals to landscapes, angelic works to macro. Having worked in high fashion for 12 years, Brad's work has been featured by Dolce & Gabbana, Maria Claire, Inc., Flick, La Stasia Zinc, European Vogue, among others. When his affinity for the fashion industry diminished, left him questioning where to go next, Brad turned to nature and quickly became aware that he had found his true love. Shooting nature, wildlife, and fine arts photography has become Brad's chosen path, and his sole objective is to inspire others with the grace and essence of spirit that lives and breathes in nature. So our 2016 award for Nature Photographer of the Year, Mr. Brad Olivant.
Thank you so very much. This is, as is for every one of us, this is truly an honor to be in front of you today. My life's passion for many, many years is in photography, and in the last 15 years, I have completely switched over to fine art, nature, pet photography, and wildlife. I have just been truly blessed with an array of very prestigious awards these last years, this included, and I'm very delighted to be here, honored to be amongst you, and thank you so very much for having me tonight. Thank you so.
Thank you, Brad. All right, so next up we have the Excellence Award that goes to Last Chance Animal Rescue. Founded by Whitney Knowlton in 2008, Last Chance Animal Rescue is a volunteer-based nonprofit, and their focus is to rescue animals located in kill facilities trapped on death row in rural shelters, still using inhumane methods of killing such as gas chambers or heart stake. Their adoption program has successfully found homes for over 8,000 cats and dogs since September of 2008. Their Middle Mutts program has saved over 15,000 cats and dogs since March of 2011. Congratulations, Whitney. Come on out. Our Excellence Award for Last Chance Animal Rescue.
Thank you. I thought I was going to get away with not having to say anything.
No, you gotta come up and talk to us.
We're so honored to be here, Greg. Thank you so much for this honor. It truly is. You know, so much of what we do is in the dark, in the early morning hours when you're heading to a spay neuter clinic before the sun comes up, and late at night when you're meeting random people on the side of the highway, you know, trying to save the life of an animal. We run a pretty great operation out of Long Island. I don't know how many of you spend much time on Long Island, but we run about 300 to 400 adoption events from Port Jeff all the way out to Riverhead annually, with hundreds and hundreds of volunteers and fosters. We really would hope that some of you guys might think about getting involved with us. There's tons and tons of opportunities, and we really have this great open door policy for people, because you guys are really the lifeline for these animals, and everybody can do something. So I encourage all of you to get involved. Thank you so much for this award. It really does mean a lot.
All right, we'll turn it back over to Don Johnson.
Well, thank you, Harry.